right, shall we do a show? Shall we start?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hi, welcome to This Epic Disaster. We did a little bit. We kind of start the show before we start the show, and then usually what happens is I choose whether I'm going to play what we talked about before.
Yeah.
And today I will not.
Thank you.
So
please don't forget. By the way,
we get behind the mics and we kind of warm up and we just talk about shit. And sometimes what we talk about, no one should ever hear it. It would actually end our careers.
Very likely.
And then other times it's just silly.
Wait, careers?
Stupid.
What career?
And then most of the time, well, there are a few times that I just go ahead and put it on.
Today, a couple of things we
That
said.
smells good.
We actually
That
preempted.
incense smells good.
We actually preempted this with. I'm not going to say this on the podcast. So
Yeah, twice, 2 or 3 times. So just so we know for sure, do not put this on.
Right. So that means don't forget to cut out the front part.
We will lose career and friends and family.
If any of you ever hear the podcast start with, I'm not going to say this on the podcast.
Turn it off
Please
quickly.
just turn it off. Just turn it off and then alert us immediately that it's there.
We had last week we did a snack show, and we still have snacks kind of lingering around.
I don't. You do.
We got rid of the last ones, I believe, but I'm just saying there were snacks all around you up here.
Well,
Yes,
we
you
have
do.
crumbs. What we have is snack crumbs.
Those snacks lasted longer than anything I've ever seen.
There was a lot of snacks.
Let's start our live beer review because I have a couple things I wanted to mention.
Okay. This is a weird one. This is one your wife got for us.
Yeah, she thought it was funny. It's basically a beer that defies label, description, name, everything.
It doesn't tell you what it is.
No.
And this is a little frightening for me, but it's exciting. It's by Good Word Brewing and Public House, and they're out of Duluth, Georgia.
Okay.
It's called Wordless Chorus. It's described as a special, one-off, small batch, super-duper, bespoke, limited edition.
But we still don't know what that means.
That's it. They don't tell you what
is in the can.
is in the can. They do tell you, however, that it is 5.6% alcohol.
So it better be
by
good.
volume. And they say that it's rare. They also say it's guaranteed.
Guaranteed to satisfy?
They don't say that. They just say it's guaranteed.
Well, let me tip it here and see. So
they do say it's delicious.
It's a very light color. It's the color of a lot of the sours that we have.
Okay.
Now, this is what I would call beer
color.
This is your straight out golden beer. I mean, this looks like a Coors.
No, this is an IPA.
Oh, look, there's some
Sniff
sea
it.
monkeys on the bottom.
Sniff it. It's IPA.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh yeah. This is definitely IPA.
It's got the grapefruit, but it has some little sea monkeys on the bottom. There, either that or my can was really dirty.
You mean your glass or your can? Either one. I will also have a few sea monkeys. I think.
Are they swimming?
I don't.
Yeah, I see them. I saw them down there.
Yeah, I see the sea monkeys.
Okay. So we know that it's that kind of beer. We've had a few on the. It's very cloudy, with a chance of rain.
It's gonna make you pucker. It's gonna make you pucker.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's gonna happen.
I'm sorry, I'm not. I don't have high hopes for this one.
I wonder if we should have, like I said last week with this one, shared a pint can.
I came really close, but I didn't buy it, and so
there you go.
I should have bought one can. All right, let's give it. Ooh, it smells like body odor. All right, here we go. Drink
Sniff it. Drink it. Lick it.
Yeah, everything you expect it to be. Ooh.
Oh, God. Okay, here goes.
It's an IPA.
Fuck, you don't say.
No. But let me tell you something, and I hate to admit this. My tolerance for IPAs is opening up. I'm starting to not despise them as much. Now, I don't like them anymore, but I can take them.
Something just hit me in the back of the throat.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a sea monkey.
It was a monkey.
Yeah. So, okay, here's something I'm going to tell you is that my level of tolerance of IPAs has gone way down since we started
but
this
we
podcast.
had a couple of them recently that we both really liked. So, and
because
that
they
would
weren't
never happen.
smack you across the face, hoppy.
Maybe, but what if they're just normal and we're just used to it?
Maybe.
We don't know.
We don't know.
All right, so we want to thank everybody for listening, and we want to thank the people who reach out and speak with us. That happens occasionally.
Once in a great while.
Our good friend Gary Appelis, and I'm saying it because it's a new nickname for Gary.
Gary Appelis.
Gary Appelis sent us an email. First of all, he explained Easter to us.
Do you remember what he said?
Well, I don't know. He kind of approached it like we were really, really dumb.
Because I don't remember. Maybe we are.
Which means he's listened to the podcast more than once.
Okay, children,
Let me
sit
tell
down.
You. Let me tell you how to use verbs. And then I'll talk to you about Easter. No, he explained it, which I know there's a way, and I know how it has to do with the calendar. It has to do with a lot of stuff.
It's like the first Sunday after Palm something.
Yeah.
I don't know what the words mean.
I know
what Sunday means.
Did Jesus coordinate? He's like, well, I can't die then. I can't come back to life then. I have to make sure that it coordinates with the calendar here. And all this I have to do.
Let me ask you this,
figuring.
But let me ask you this. Did they have a Monday through Sunday calendar then?
I don't think so. But I don't know so.
Okay.
Maybe they did.
I don't know either.
Who knows?
I don't. Clearly. Clearly not me.
But anyway, I know there's a method for figuring it out, but I also know it changes every year. So, and it's also too, I believe it even coordinates with Mardi Gras. Yeah, Mardi Gras, like the holy day of Mardi Gras, Ash Wednesday, and Maundy Thursday, which is actually the day we're recording, Maundy Thursday. Tomorrow's Good Friday, which that won't be when you're listening to the podcast.
It'll be over and done. Maybe it wasn't a Good Friday.
The res has happened. The resurrection has happened.
It might have been a bad Friday.
Here's my question I always had about the resurrection. And, I used to be a believer. I used to be a
super mondo.
Totally,
believer.
Yeah. And there's a lot of, when you are a believer, there are a lot of things that you just sort of let go because you don't know. So
it's suspended reality.
Well, you just don't know. It's easier just not to think about it. So,
I guess that might have been offensive to people. I apologize for that.
I'm not offending anybody because I'm talking. If I talk from my point of view, if I talk from my experience, screw anybody who's offended by my experience.
I meant what I said.
I don't care.
When I say suspended reality, I might be offended.
If I tell someone my experience and they don't like it, that's too bad. They need to figure out how to deal with it.
With your experience.
And I'm not ever saying it has anything to do with anybody else. And this is just, I'm just saying this was something that I always wondered and struggled with. So in the story of Jesus resurrecting on Easter, so he comes back. Well, he resurrects. He comes back from the dead.
I thought that was on Friday.
No, that was Good Friday was when he was killed, which wasn't really good for him.
I don't think it would be a good day for
not for
or
Jesus.
His friends, for that matter.
No. So he was killed, stuck in the grave. Now the story is, and you could
wait, grave. I thought he was put in a tomb.
He was tomb, grave, same thing.
Okay.
But here's the thing, and this is one of those things I'm not going to get into.
Okay.
Read Josh McDowell. Read these Kenneth Boa. I don't know. These are the people that you need to read. They'll do all the figuring. But 3 days he was in the tomb. All right.
Dead.
He died on Friday, Saturday, raised on Sunday. He wasn't really in there 3 days.
No.
It's Monday night, Saturday full day, Sunday just the morning. He had to go to Easter service, so he got up quickly.
How do
Sunday
we know
morning.
what time they had service?
No, I'm saying
okay.
Easter service. So really, 2 full days, if that. But anyway, I'm not going to argue that. I'm just saying. So let's say here. If
it was really cold, he wouldn't decompose. But it wouldn't be really well. I guess
not there. I don't think.
But
anyway, here. This was just always my thought about Easter. So, and this is biblical. This is in the Bible. So Jesus comes back, and the apostles freak out. They're like, "Whoa, Jesus, he's back!" So,
dude, I thought you died.
Yeah, and so he makes a fish dinner for them.
Because now he's a pescatarian.
Well, I think he always was, but they were fishermen. They loved their fish,
right?
So he cooked a fish dinner for them after he resurrected,
after he'd been dead for a day or two,
and then he talked a little bit, and then he ascended into the clouds.
Right
now, this is my problem. Let's let's picture this for just a second. First of all, he raised from the dead, which is pretty awesome. And then ascending into the clouds. So let's imagine he's sitting, he makes your fish dinner. You're eating, you eat fish. Pretty good. Jesus cooks dinner, I'm sure. It's like 5-star.
Do you think it was like fish and chips?
Where would you get the chips? I don't know.
Potatoes? I don't know.
I don't think they had potatoes back then.
Okay.
Maybe they did.
I don't know.
If you're Mormon, Jesus visited in America, and there are a lot of potatoes there.
Pick some potatoes.
Maybe
That's
he went to Ireland too. I don't know.
That's where he was for a day and a half. He
but
went to go get potatoes.
That's what the Mormons say.
Oh.
A day and a half he was in America. Now, whether he was digging for potatoes, I don't know. I'm not even going to get into that.
I had no idea.
But the ascending into the clouds is a problem that I have because he cooked the fish dinner.
Right.
Everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know they did.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jesus cooked the dinner. It's got to be good. And then he ascended into the clouds. So I'm thinking he sat there, he talked a little bit, and then I don't know. Did people? Maybe they prayed. I guess that's what happened. He's like, close your eyes. And then they closed their eyes, and he's like, and then he's like, Peter, close your eyes. I said, I don't want you to watch this.
No peeking.
And Peter's like, dang it. And so he closed his eyes, and then he ascends to the cloud. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But here's my question. So let's just picture like he's sitting on a rock,
Mm-hmm.
and then he ascends to the clouds. Does that mean he's like going like a rocket? He just like,
like is there a warm okay, everybody here has probably listened or watched one of the SpaceX launches recently, right?
Yeah.
So they have a minute where it's all kind of cloudy,
Yeah.
and all the things are getting warmed up,
Mm-hmm.
and then everything ignites and poof,
Yeah.
and then it goes up, and it goes slow, but it goes up,
Yeah.
and then eventually it's gone.
But even if it's quiet, and he just kind of goes up, are they sitting there going, oh look, he's going up? Oh
No, because they were supposed to have their eyes shut.
I know, but they peeked, and then he's like, wow, no, he's gone. He's still going, and then you know how like the rocket,
Yeah.
when you watch it and you watch it become a speck.
Yep.
Did they sit there and watch Jesus become like a little tiny speck, and then?
And wait. Did they wait?
I mean, at some point they're like, okay, he's gone.
I guess he's not coming back.
Thomas, do you see him anymore? And he's like, no.
So you
Like,
know
okay.
that Peter's sitting there going, so no dessert?
Yeah.
Is that like a thing now?
I think they brought Mary in for that. I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that they're like, I think I still see. No, that's a bird. I don't know. I can't see him anymore.
That's where Superman came from.
But then he's gone. Let's
It's a
just say
bird.
he's gone.
It's
all right?
Jesus.
But let's say
Oh,
he's gone. Okay.
Okay.
Now, let's switch perspectives to Jesus. Now, Jesus is sitting on a rock, and then he's like, oh, I'm going up now. Like an elevator. He's like, I'm going up. And then after a while, he's like, whoa, I'm high up here. I'm a little shaky. This is good.
I'm sure it's
and
not
then
the
he's
first
still
time
going.
Jesus Christ
and
said
then
he
he's
was high.
And then he's going. He's still going. And then let's say 10,000 feet, and there's clouds. Then he's in the clouds. So what happens? What point does he keep going? Is he still in space?
Like, is he
Going
just
higher and
way
higher.
the
That's
hell
what
out
I
there
don't
at
know.
this point?
I'm sure he's out of our solar system.
Where
That's
did he
2,000
stop?
years ago.
Yeah.
But
Well,
now
no,
this is a legitimate.
Depending on how fast he was going, he might still be in. Well, he won't be in our solar system, but
I
he
don't
might still
think
be
so.
in our definitely be in our galaxy,
Possibly,
depending on how fast he's
But
going.
but I'm being very serious. This is a legitimate theological question for me. Was there a point that he just dissolved? And then it's just like God was just like, or Jesus was just like, okay, all right, you got the point. I'm just going to go ahead and take you on up into heaven. And then he just dissolved and went away. And then it's like, why didn't he just do it at the beginning? Why did he need to go up into the sky?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
understand the ascending into the clouds. I feel like he should have just like on
like
Star
dissipated.
Trek. Yeah, just like
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been much more effective to me.
Like when they get on the transporter and they're like, phew.
So to me, the ascending into the clouds was always a little bit of a leap of faith for me. It just didn't make sense.
Just a little?
It was a little silly.
Just a little.
I couldn't figure it out. I still can't figure it out. But if they said he was sitting there and then he gradually like became invisible, like Marty McFly's brother,
Right.
Back just
Right.
kind of you see the picture and you're like, wait, oh wow, he's
Yeah, yeah.
he's and
He's
you
gone.
could see through him a little bit,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden,
Yep.
he's gone.
That would make more sense.
If you read that and you said, and then Jesus kind of became transparent and then disappeared. Okay, that's fine. I just can't.
But he was human, right? Jesus was human.
Well, the thing is, he was fully human and fully divine, which doesn't make sense to me.
Because if he was breathing air
yes.
and oxygen and required those things for his physical body to live,
yes.
once he hit a certain height, he's not going to be able to breathe.
Right.
And then eventually he's going to hit a certain height where he's going to implode.
Yeah, he's going to burn up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's no atmosphere to keep him alive. It's like being in the lowest part of the ocean or what. He's gonna just.
But that's the whole thing. I mean, back then there was no science. We didn't know about these things, so they just kind of said he ascended into the clouds. Okay, I'll take your word for that. Now explain to me how that happened, because I don't get that. But
I don't
you
either.
go tell me that he disappeared. I'll buy it. I'll say okay. I mean, he's already got some magical powers.
Sure, maybe he disappeared.
Why didn't he disappear at the beginning? So the whole ascending into the clouds thing, I'm not sure I can get.
He did make them close their eyes first.
I know.
Maybe he hooked
just
up
told
a
him.
winch or something.
They peeked, and he was like running behind a tree, and Andrew was like, "I see you, Jesus." He's like, "Andrew, quit!
Stop it!"
I said, close your eyes. I'm going to be ascending here.
And he comes back and
you
smacks
can't
him.
watch it.
Stop it.
No, I seriously, that little thing I don't get. It's weird. I can accept that he came back from the dead, but I can't accept that he went up into the sky.
So here's what I think is weird.
I don't know.
I think this is weird, is that you can't suspend reality enough to watch a superhero movie.
Yeah.
But
But all that's very superhero.
yeah.
Jesus is like the original
He was
superhero.
the first superhero, yeah.
Sure. He had
Yeah.
superpowers.
No, he wasn't the first.
I think we should do a little Zabmondo.
Let's do
little
that.
Would you rather? I got to quit saying Zabmondo.
There are several actual before I throw these stones, I just want to point out that there are several stories in the Bible, which I've read parts of, where these people are superheroes. Look at Hercules.
I believe it all.
Look at Samson.
And then you stole my glasses. All right.
Wait, Hercules wasn't in the Bible, was he?
Samson.
That's what I meant. Samson.
Hercules
was
the
based on Samson.
Greek god that was kind of like Samson.
Right. Or was it based the other way?
You can argue that forever.
Okay. Let's do that then.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have a forever podcast.
All right, drop a stone. You didn't even drop. All right, red. Red is pain, fear, discomfort. Would you rather knock your teeth out with a hammer?
No.
Or puncture your eardrum with a screwdriver?
God, no.
One of the two. Got to pick. Or ascend into the clouds.
I would rather ascend into the clouds and ultimately implode on myself after not being able to breathe.
All right.
Because that would hurt, and that would really hurt.
Yeah, if I had to choose between the two, I would go with the eardrum, but I couldn't. No, neither. Why would
you would go with the eardrum?
Yeah. Have you ever even chipped a tooth a little bit?
Yeah, on a Jack Daniels bottle a long time.
Okay, it hurts like crap, and it hurts for a long time. Eardrum's going to hurt, but I think it's not going to hurt quite as long, and I don't think it's going to be as painful as a tooth.
Well, look at Tom Hanks. He knocked out a tooth with an ice skate.
He did.
On Castaway.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, and that was real.
That was real.
He
and he got through it.
He ascended into the clouds as well.
He did eventually.
Yes, he did.
All right, your turn. Go
All right, my turn to drop one.
Do it.
Do
it.
Okay. I'm going to shake them up really good. I feel like that you've rigged this a little bit.
I didn't, though.
I'm shaking it. Here we go. Drop. Man, I didn't get any of them. I predicted before what we were going to drop, and I missed both of them.
And yet he's telling you that.
I know.
So, okay.
I didn't have to. See, I'm an honest person.
All right.
I dropped green.
So why did you write that there within the part from last week?
Because I didn't want to confuse myself.
Okay.
No one knows what that means.
Moving on. What did you get again? You got green.
Green.
Green is ethics and intellect.
Neither of those.
Neither of them. Would you rather be lost somewhere there are no street signs to point the way?
Oh, that sounds like great.
I mean, we
awesome.
have GPS, right?
Yeah.
We don't need street signs. Or no people to ask.
I don't care. Either of those are fine with me.
I'm fine too. If there's
that's happened to me, but both of those scenarios have happened.
as long as I have food and maybe something cuddly, I'm good.
Do you if you're at a store and you can't find what you want? Do you ask someone?
Sometimes, like if I need it for a recipe, I will ask.
Like when I'm at Home Depot and someone comes up to me and says, "Can I help you find something?" That's almost offensive.
Well, tonight we went to the liquor store and somebody came up and said, "How you doing tonight? And can I help you find something?"
Okay, in that situation, we're in one room, one little area,
right?
And we looked and looked and looked and looked, and we were kind of ready to ask someone.
Mm-hmm.
But so in Home Depot, if I'm looking for a screw,
why would you go to Home Depot? I know some places, some corners downtown Atlanta, you could find one.
And so I want to look for the screw because if I find the screw, that means next time I won't have to ask anybody. Next time I won't have to rely on anybody. I found my own way. And not only that, I found everything else on the way to the screw. So I'm very well familiar. And I feel like if you ask someone, it's cutting it short and you don't learn anything.
Okay.
That's the way. That's my
What if you're in a hurry
logic.
and you need it right away?
If you're in a hurry, then you ask someone.
Okay. But if you got time to learn,
Yeah, always learn.
take the time to learn.
Yeah, learn your way around.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now
It's the same way with road directions. Even if you get lost and you're going in circles or whatever, just keep doing it because then you'll find your way and you'll be like, oh, okay, I just figured it out. Next time I won't have to do this. If you ask somebody the directions, you'll go straight there and you'll never learn anything. That's why GPS, to this day, I can't get around in Atlanta if I don't have my GPS because I've never learned anything. I just follow what the GPS says. GPS could tell me to go off a bridge and I would do it.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
You
Totally
wouldn't.
would.
So here's the thing is when I was first learning to drive when I was about 13-ish,
Yeah.
me and my friends would, while we were together, of course, get ourselves lost on purpose. And we didn't have GPS when I was 13 because
Right.
I'm old. So we would get ourselves lost on purpose and then try and find our way. So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because I think it helps you as a driver, first of all, not freak out if you do get lost.
Yeah.
And just keep your cool. So
You know what I learned last week from listening to the podcast is sometimes I still have a Southern accent.
yeah, I could have told you that.
I don't realize it, and I think as I'm getting older,
Yeah.
it's becoming more and more pronounced. I know everybody who's listening is probably like, yeah,
Do you know why that is?
because I'm lazy.
Because you're lazy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I was thinking about that this week. I was like, and we've had this talk, but I'm going to ask you again. So if you hear a person with a Southern accent, strong Southern accent, do you...
Like somebody that says, how's your mom and them? Like a him and him. Like
just talking, just normal
your mom and
talking.
them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you automatically just kind of think less of them intellectually?
No, I don't. I've met some very smart people with some very strong Southern accents.
So have I. But I'm just saying, on a regular basis, if you hear someone, like just people come up to you and talk to you, if a person comes up and they have a really strong accent, would you just automatically assume initially that they might not be as intellectually powerful as some other people that you know?
You mean like absolute very first impression?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes. Yeah. But depending on the words that come out of their mouth is how I'm actually going to judge their intellect.
So here's the thought that I had.
Because people would think I was fucking stupid.
If you met an attorney and let's just say you went to go talk to an attorney, you needed some business advice.
Male or female?
It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And so you go and you're like, I'm in trouble. I've gotten into some trouble with the law and I need your help. And the person goes, oh, yeah, I'll help you out. Yeah, come on, tell me your situation that you're into right now, and I'll take care of you. What would you do? Would you be like, oh, God?
I might go next door. I don't know. I feel like they're a lawyer. They clearly have a degree.
Yeah.
They've clearly studied the law, and they passed the bar. So they have the intellect. But this is something I'm admitting maybe for the first time. I am more likely to think that even if they are intellectual and smart enough to have this degree for a reason, that because they studied hard and they passed the bar and here they are, a reputable lawyer, I would be more likely, and this is going to come off harsh, I would be more likely to think that they were one of the good old boys.
But that's the thing. If
rather than stupid, I wouldn't think they were stupid.
Right.
I would think that they were more.
They're outside the box. These little renegade rebel kind of guys. You see the lawyers that they're always scheming. They got some plans,
or just I'll help you, little lady. That kind of thing.
The
sexist.
Yeah, judge in My Cousin Vinny.
Mm-hmm.
Fred Gwynn, Herman Munster. He had a southern accent in that movie. Did you feel like he might not be as smart? Did you feel like he might actually bend the rules for his own purposes legally? And two, the other attorney in My Cousin Vinny was the same way. He had kind of a southern accent. And you kind of felt like he was sort of out of the box. So I'm going to admit, I was born and raised in the South.
I haven't watched that movie in like 15 years. So
I watch it every time. It's one of those I have to watch every time it comes on. So I was born and raised in the South, Southern guy.
Yeah.
I get not offended. I get kind of mad about when people unfairly stereotype Southerners.
Yes.
I'm totally fine with comedy and comic things.
Sure.
But when it sets up a situation where it's just like, that's unfair.
Trying to make them look stupid for.
If it's a character, no problem.
Right.
Like My Cousin Vinny mostly was okay. There was a couple things where I was just like, yeah, it's not cool.
Yeah.
So I have that initial reaction when I hear that.
Yeah.
That the people might not be as intellectually sharp as other people.
Okay.
Isn't that weird? Because I grew up with a southern accent like that.
Well, how would you feel about a lawyer with a strong Boston accent?
Yeah, you would think they're supposed to be like that. It's like British.
No.
Like British actors, if you hear an actor that's like there are a lot of different types of actors in the United States. And there are some really shitty ones and there are some really good ones. And they have, they're just American English accents. But when you hear a British actor, you automatically think they're Shakespearean. They're classical. And everybody in England can't be a great actor.
No. And there are so many different English accents, like you said. Some of them are, the Cockney, and some of them are, and that's what's funny to me is I understand, and this is like I haven't done any research here, but my understanding is that the people from the South are the posh people. The people from the North are a little less so. Like they're the ones with stronger, accents and whatnot, or what we would consider not posh.
Yeah.
The people from the South are the ones who speak with the, and that was made up, by the way, to start with. And then here it's opposite. So, but then if you listen to somebody who with a really, really strong, and I've said this before, North Carolina accent, you hear Irish in there.
Oh, yeah.
If you listen to
That's
somebody,
Appalachian.
Yeah, if you listen to somebody with a really strong accent, anywhere from even north of Virginia down, and they're, you're going to hear,
sure,
you're going to hear Irish, you're going to hear Scottish, you're going to hear,
yeah,
those accents. So it's just funny to me that it sounds stupid over here, but you hear it over there and it sounds neat.
I don't know. I just when you confront your own prejudices, things that you've just been programmed to think. For instance, if I hear almost anyone with a really, really strong New York or New Jersey accent, I always just think they got ties with organized crime.
So it's just what you've learned in movies and media.
Yeah.
Because you've not been exposed personally to people from those areas. You've not lived in those areas.
So our friend Cynthia, which I can't remember, I want to say that I gave her a nickname. Remember? Didn't I give her the nickname Original Sin, Cynthia?
Yes,
Almost positive I did.
Yes, I think you did.
I don't know if she accepted it or not.
She might not be
she may not want
so
to.
welcoming of that.
But she's Italian. She responded to our last week's show because we were eating Italy.
We were eating Italy.
We were eating Italian snacks.
Yep.
And she's Italian, and she kind of responded, and she actually said my pronunciation was pretty close, pretty good.
of Italy,
Yeah, I'm pretty
or
proud of
of
that.
other things.
Which was kind of cool. But she also said that's one of the stereotypes she gets all the time is organized crime.
That is so weird. I mean, I guess it's, but from whom? Like, who is she getting that from?
Just general people. So what I would like to know, and I know there has to be stereotypes everywhere. All over the world, stereotypes exist. But I wonder if United States has more stereotypes just because we have more different kinds of people here. And things happened throughout our history that kind of
Created those.
Either created them or set them or established them or manufactured them.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, our thought that, oh, that's somebody associated with organized crime. So I'm wondering if that's what they think in England or Ireland or Scotland or anywhere in Europe, Germany. Do they make that organized crime connection? Because they're right next to Italy there. I mean, they live with the Italian.
Why would they think that?
I don't know.
And then like, okay, even growing up in California, there are different accents in California, especially if you're from the Valley. Especially if you grew up when I was growing up and you were from the Valley.
Okay, so I'm gonna say some cities. I'll mention cities and give me one word that describes the people who live in those cities.
Wow, this is turning ugly. I don't know that I want to do this.
So
this is super prejudice.
Portland.
I'm not sure.
Portland.
Depends on where.
Just Portland.
I have some mixed feelings about Portland.
Okay.
I have two things to say about Portland.
So two words. Okay.
One would be tolerant.
Okay.
And one would be completely intolerant.
Okay. Well, that doesn't make sense.
Because there's a lot happening in Portland right now. You've got some super, super, super angry people there right now.
Right.
But then you've got people that I happen to, the history, in my opinion, of Portland has always been, people that go there to kind of just chill and be who they are.
Yeah,
and
I would say alternative. That's what I would say with Portland.
On all kinds of sides.
Sure.
Lots of alternatives.
Isn't that like keep Portland weird? That's where the slogan comes from. So they kind of embrace their weirdness. So it's sort of alternative.
True. Yeah.
St. Louis.
I don't know much about St. Louis, honestly. Yeah. I guess the first thing that comes to my mind is tough.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Working class?
Yeah.
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 Chicago.
Oh, foodies.
Foodies?
Yes.
Really?
Foodies.
Portland, Maine.
You just said, oh. Portland, Maine.
Uh-huh.
Let me think where Portland is. Oh, yeah. Portland. I don't even have a word for Portland, Maine.
Miami.
Rich.
Okay, so I did a little research on Miami today. Actually, I was looking at some artists in Miami. It's very interesting. So the art in Miami is very vibrant, very colorful, very street oriented, very multicultural. I would think. So that's interesting. I've been kind of looking around in the South at a lot of different artists, and today was the first day I really looked at Miami stuff. I don't know.
I know that Miami has a lot of different areas and that there's a lot of different cultures in Miami, and it is a kind of a melting pot of many different, especially Latin cultures, which I think is great. But then you've also just, you've got Florida men there too.
Yeah.
And when I say that with air quotes, like, every story you hear in the newspaper is Florida man.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So it's some of it must be wonderful and some of it must be just Florida.
Yeah.
It's
been a while since I've been there. So one of the things that I think that this show is about, I don't know why, it kind of mutated into that. Not mutated, sort of moved into this direction.
I feel like a mutant. I don't know about you.
Well, I think other people have recognized that. But
okay.
I feel like that one of the things that we... so everybody wants... I'm trying to figure out the words to say this. We all have prejudices.
Yes.
And I try to avoid the word racism because that's much stronger. And
they don't mean the same thing.
They don't mean the same thing. And I always feel like racism is more intentional than prejudices. Racism a lot of times is a choice you make. It's a position that you decide to adapt even when you know or you've been exposed to the opposite.
Yes.
Whereas prejudice is just a lot of times it's what you were taught or what you were born with.
Or you just don't know any better.
You don't know any better. There's a lot of reasons for prejudices, and we all have them. And it's not all race or sex prejudices. We just have prejudice from regional or, there's a lot of prejudice. So I feel like one of the things that we do on the show is suggest that people flesh out their prejudices by admitting that they have them, by bringing them out into the open.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we do that. We kind of we live in an era where we don't want to talk about it.
Right.
It's embarrassing.
Right.
I don't feel that way about anyone. Why would I?
So I'm going to ask you this, and I don't want you to go into specifics because it could get ugly.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you this. If you've ever and I'm asking the listeners too, if you have ever found yourself walking down the street
mm-hmm.
and you see somebody walking towards you
mm-hmm.
and you make a conscious decision to cross the street
mm-hmm.
or walk into a store
mm-hmm.
or something, is it because of the looks of the person walking towards you, or is it because of a feeling you're getting?
That doesn't really happen to me much anymore. But I'm going to tell you something, and you're going to know this, because this happened today. And that's one of the things I love about Atlanta is it causes me to constantly face and deal with my own prejudices. Mm-hmm. And I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So earlier today, we went out driving around.
Yeah.
So we got a package misdelivered to my house, and I just thought, I'm going to take this to the rightful owner.
Because that's nice.
And it wasn't somebody next door to me. We actually had to drive 2 miles away. I don't know why they delivered it.
Now, 2 miles is nothing when it's just a straight shot, 2 miles. But this is Atlanta. 2 miles require, and at 5 o'clock in the evening. 2 miles at 5 o'clock in the evening in Atlanta is a trek.
So we went to an apartment complex that I had never seen before,
mm-hmm.
and we went there. And so you just have to know Atlanta. There's some places you have to be careful about.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I didn't feel unsafe really. I was like, I don't know anything about this place, but so we drive into this place and we go in and we're looking for the apartment and this dude comes out.
Uh-huh.
You saw dude.
Yeah.
And I just said, do you know where this place we're looking for? So dude.
I didn't hear what he said.
But you saw dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw him.
He looked like he was very street looking.
Uh-huh.
He had facial tattoos.
Uh-huh.
He had little teardrops.
Yeah.
He had dreadlocks. He looked like he could kick my ass if he wanted to. And he would if he wanted to. But he didn't.
Anybody could kick your ass if they wanted to.
I didn't really feel threatened by him, but I was confronted with several, in my mind, prejudices. Which prejudice means prejudging.
Yes.
And so you just look and you just go, oh, this person is this and he's that, and he just got out of this and he's that. Mm-hmm. And so we're pulling out and he got into his car, which was a Lexus.
Mm-hmm.
He was driving a fancy Lexus.
And he was helpful when you asked him for
assistance.
assistance.
He was nice as he could be.
Yep.
He definitely looked rough. But he was nice.
But he tried to point you in the right direction.
Nothing wrong.
Or at the very least, he said, I'm sorry, I don't know.
So my white guy prejudices were confronted.
Yep.
And that's what I love about Atlanta, because that happens over and over and over and over. And who knows, Atlanta, I could get shot and killed by some stupid old white guy, which, again, breaks out of prejudices, mm-hmm. what you think might happen. Mm-hmm. But I just love the fact...
I'll tell you what, I'll just correct you there. In Atlanta, you can get shot and killed by anybody.
That's what I'm saying.
Anybody.
It could be...
Anybody.
What you think in your mind might happen, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen that way.
But that's what I love about Atlanta. It doesn't happen as much anymore because I've really adapted to the climate. I've really gotten used to living. We're in a multicultural environment.
Yes. Yes.
And for someone like me who grew up in East Tennessee, mostly white, that was an adjustment when I moved here, and so I'm cool with it. I love it. But that doesn't mean, like what you were saying, so I don't do that. I don't avoid people anymore. If I'm walking down the street, I just, if somebody was like really aggressive to me, I don't care. That's not a racial thing. That's just some crazy person. I might avoid them, but I wouldn't avoid anyone who was, who looked a certain way.
Now, if somebody's walking down the street towards you and they're talking to themselves and they're doing this and they're, I might avoid them.
Possibly.
And that's looking a certain way.
So I was at Little 5 Points a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Which I love hanging out. And if you're in Atlanta, it's very alternative there.
There's a lot of different types of people there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people living rough, on the street that hang out there because it's a place for them to all gather and help each other out. But there's also people that go down for day trips and they can come from, Gwinnett or wherever.
Well, there was a young guy walking around, and I'm guessing he was late 20s, early 30s. Mm-hmm. And walking around, and I kind of remembered at one point I passed by him, and I think we said hi, or maybe,
hey, how's it going?
Yeah, something like that. And so just hanging around a little more. Then all of a sudden I looked at one point, and he's screaming, he's yelling, but he's by himself.
Is he at anybody or just by himself?
He's yelling at cars that pass. He's yelling at no one, and I realize that he's not mentally
stable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And after a while, I started kind of thinking, this guy might be dangerous. Mm-hmm. And I passed right by him.
But was he screaming at the time?
He was not.
Then how would you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Mental health is not visible.
No, that's my whole point. I'm just saying, you never know who you're going to encounter. You never know what's going to. I mean, like. And I don't think we've talked about on the last show about the Atlanta shooting that happened just a week ago.
We spoke about it because I had mentioned something about Asian racism happening, especially in Atlanta, and you corrected me. You said it's not especially; it just happened in Atlanta.
But that's so unusual here, and I feel like that people wanted to, and I don't know. I'm not saying this is not the fact, but I feel like that some people really wanted to frame it with the idea of racism, like he attacked those people because they were a certain race. But it really wasn't, because there were Asians, but there were Latino, there were some white people. It was a mix. And the shooter himself said he did not. But I just felt like that kept really becoming a thing. And to me, it didn't work just because, well, first of all, it's not Atlanta, but that guy wasn't from Atlanta. So it still could have been.
It could have been.
But I just feel like it certainly happens in Atlanta, but it just seems like it's rare. I always say that Atlanta is just the opposite of what you think it is.
It is. It's
not Southern. It's just not you don't.
No, it's not Southern at all.
I mean, in a weird way. So, like, my first experience in Atlanta was coming to this big city and coming here with. I mean, you kind of feel like you're in New York at times, and depending on where you are.
Especially like if you're in Midtown or downtown.
I mean, it's much smaller than New York. But you're in there, and then people are so nice to you, and they're saying, have a good day, have a nice day, thank you, please. They're smiling. And I was like, whoa, that's awesome. Even the people who are in the hustle and bustle, they're still got time to be your buddy.
And hold the door open for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't let it slam on your hand.
But that's what I like about Atlanta. And you can go to any of the festivals we've been to or the gatherings we've been to, and people just, everybody kind of comes together and helps each other out and seems to be friends with everybody.
And I've noticed that most of the outings you do, and I know you go out on your own just times for like photo safaris and stuff.
Sometimes.
But when we're talking festivals and stuff, you have to remember everybody is there for the same reason.
Sure.
So you're going to find people. I mean, that's also not true, because you'll find punks that just come out to tear shit up.
Yeah.
You know, and that's going to happen everywhere. Any city in the world, they're going to say there's this big party happening, let's go crash it.
Yeah.
That's just where it's just going to happen. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, everybody that you run into that's actually there, they're there enjoying themselves just like you are.
Yeah.
So whether they look like you or not, doesn't matter. They have a common interest.
Right.
And it kind of helps people to like communicate on that level. And I think that's kind of cool.
You got some stuff?
I do. And I'm sorry that, we're getting into this a little late. I got to put my glasses on or else I won't be able to read.
Yeah, put your glasses on. You're not going to be able to read.
I just said that.
Oh, yeah, I said that too.
Yeah, you did.
Wait a minute.
You like my glasses, too.
That's a hot glasses there.
They're hot, yeah. So, okay, 2 things. I have 2 things to go over, and I'm going to keep them
dos thingos.
Kind of
short.
What
is the Spanish for things? I can't remember.
Do you know what? I know this because I'm learning Spanish right now. God dang it. Shit. That's not shit. It's not shit, but yeah.
It should be shit.
No, well, we call our things shit. Ask
Sometimes.
George Carlin.
Yeah, sometimes.
Where's my stuff or where's my shit?
Things. Where's my things?
Where's my things and where's your shit?
Yeah.
It's always somebody else's stuff is shit.
Mm-hmm.
And your shit is stuff. Yeah. No, okay, I just quoted him. Sorry. Okay, so Monday, which is the day people are listening to this.
That's today.
More often than not.
Yes.
The 5th of April is...
Wait. Yeah. Wow. 5th of April. Holy crap, you're right.
We're in quarter 2, hun.
Jeez.
Quarter 2 of this year. Sorry, I called you hun. That's not nice. You don't like that. Richard. Can I call you Richard?
You call me whatever you want.
Just don't call you late for dinner. Okay, so it is Gold Star Spouses Day.
I don't even know what that means. Gold stars. Is that like military?
Yes, it is.
Oh, so you're honoring the military spouse. Well, that's nice.
So
Okay.
Gold Star Spouses Day on April 5th honors the surviving loved ones of military service members killed in the line of duty.
Duty.
That's all I'm going to say about that right now. If there's something that you would like to contribute to the world on this day, go ahead and look that up. It's also, and this is a little more fun, First Contact Day.
Okay.
So First Contact Day is if you are a fan of, if you're a fan of Star Trek, you'll know.
Oh, okay.
You'll know
Okay.
what April 5th is, First Contact Day. If you're not a fan of Star Trek, I suggest you look it up.
All right.
Okay. All right. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
I'm just going to throw this out. I'm tired of the secret days. I'm tired of the secret days.
Are you really?
Yeah, because
So you don't want to look it up?
No, I'm not going to look it up. I'm tired
Then
of.
why do you care?
I'm tired of May the 4th. I'm tired of that.
Well, I'm tired of May the 4th,
tired of
too.
Pi Day. And it's just like, it's those things like these secret days. And then now they're just like, oh, well, if you know this, then you know what today is. And it's like that. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
My line.
I'm sorry. I know, but that's what I'm saying.
You said they.
Everyone has these secret days now that are based on things. So, whatever.
I apologize for offending you.
Yeah, screw you.
Fuck off. All right, moving on. Tomorrow is Tuesday, and it's April the 6th. I bet you don't know what that is.
It's Pi Day.
It's National Tartan Day.
Tartan Day. That's when you put on a tartan. It's like St. Patrick's Day for
Scottish people.
Speaking of St. Patrick's Day, Gary Apple says that in Annapolis, they are doing St. Patrick's Day on Sept Patrick's Day.
The one we made up.
They've changed it. They're doing it on the 12th, which is like the week before or something.
Yeah.
But they're still doing it in September. I want to take credit for it.
You can't, though. They probably had it planned well before we mentioned it.
No, they did not. They listened to the
couldn't pull that
podcast.
shit
They're
together.
like,
They couldn't pull that shit together in 2
I
weeks.
totally disagree.
Okay, whatever. Anyways.
Tartan Day, put on your tartan. I think that.
Put on your kilt. Put on your tartan.
It's like it's like St. Patrick's Day for the Scottish, and I'm always for Tartan Day.
You know what else it is?
Fartin Day.
Nope. It's
I don't know.
National Carbonara Day.
What?
Carbonara Day. Do you know what carbonara is?
It's like an Italian restaurant.
No, that's Carrabba's.
Oh,
Carbonara Day is a type of Italian dish, but you can't have it because it's not. Well, it's got bacon in it or like pork belly in it.
Oh no, I'm not gonna. Well, you can't have it either.
Yeah, I might though.
You can eat pork, really?
No, I won't. I would really, really like to.
You would. I bet you would.
I bet I would too. But it's really good. My ex-roommate used to make the best carbonara, and his cheat day was always Sunday, and he would always make carbonara. on Sundays. And of course, he made enough for me because I live there.
All right.
So the 7th is what? Is Wednesday. It is National No Housework Day.
No house?
No housework day.
Okay. No housework.
Don't clean your house.
Oh, that's every day for me.
It's also National Coffee Cake Day. So my suggestion is that you sit on the couch and you eat an entire coffee cake and don't clean the house.
In my tartan.
In
while
your
I'm
tartan. That would be the day after, so you'd be late. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The 8th of April. And I'll be honest, this week is a little bit boring. So I'm going fast. But
Okay.
April 8th is National Empanada Day.
Oh, it's a lot of food going on. My wife will make those.
I always pick the food days.
My wife makes those a lot, so maybe she'll do that.
So tell her that what was
8th.
that? That's the 8th. That's Thursday. Tell her Thursday is National Empanada Day.
Okay.
Now, this is a little controversial. It's National Zoo Lovers Day. Do you like zoos?
Love the zoo. I think zoos are great, but I do think that zoos should be regulated. If you've ever been to the Knoxville Zoo, which is where I'm from, not from the zoo.
I think
I'm
you
from
are,
Knoxville.
actually. I think they just picked you up
it's
one day.
beautiful, and the object is to create an environment that's very similar to the animal's real environment. So it's not like they're in cages. In fact, I think most of the animals are not in cages. So I think that's really, really good because they're protected. People can still see them, and they're protected, they're studied, they're taken care of in an environment that's very similar to where they came from.
I will tell you how I feel about zoos.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a huge fan of zoos.
Right.
If a zoo is more on the sanctuary side,
Mm-hmm.
where they are there saving animals who cannot live out in the wild, I am more likely to go and support them. Also, if the zoo is a zoo that is either trying to keep a species alive or trying to study them for obviously conservation reasons, again, more sanctuary-like, I might go there. But if they are just a for-profit zoo, I'm not likely to walk in the door.
Okay.
I love aquariums.
What's the difference?
I don't know. Okay.
That's your prejudice.
It is, I guess. Okay, so April 9th, not that fabulous, but it's fabulous. It's National Unicorn Day.
No.
So on the
There's
9th,
no such thing.
which is
Is there a
Friday,
National Bigfoot Day? Is there
Maybe.
National Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster
we haven't
Day?
gotten there yet.
Is there National Day of the Yeti? Is there National Day of that? The Chupacabra? National
Chupacabra,
Day.
but get it
Chupacabra.
right, yeah.
The National Day, I don't know, I'm just making shit up right now.
I know you are. I know you are. You're just being hateful today.
No, I'm saying why create a day for something that doesn't exist? Is there National Jesus Ascending into the Clouds Day? We don't know that. Yes, it's called Easter, but we don't know that he ascended into the clouds. We know.
And we don't know that there aren't any unicorns.
He might have taken a taxi.
There might be unicorns.
I don't. Maybe the unicorn took him. Maybe that's the missing thing. All
There
right.
you go.
I will shut up now.
All right. That's all I'm going to say about the 9th. You know why? Because it's enough.
Okay.
All right. On the 10th, National Sibling Day.
Okay.
And then bringing it back to you, National Farm Animal Day.
Oh, okay. What's your
So,
favorite farm animal?
Perhaps your siblings are farm animals, or maybe you are.
What's your favorite farm animal? I think I like most farm animals kind of
I
equal.
love farm animals.
Yeah.
I like baby cows. They're like big
Calves.
grass
I think I kind of have a bonding thing with cows. I like cattle. Sheep are cute. Goats are assholes, but I guess they're cute.
I like when they jump and they're little and they jump on everything, but they jump on you too.
Yes. And hit you. Chickens also are assholes, but chickens, I do like chickens, and they're farm animals. Pigs, I don't know a lot about pigs.
I love pigs.
Never had a lot about pigs.
I follow an amazing Instagram, and I'm just going to tout it really quick if I can. I know I'll be able to find it. It's Arthur's Acres.
Okay.
He is a pig farm. He does have the occasional. Yep. He is a sanctuary, by the way, not a farm. He's a sanctuary. But he takes in pigs that are. Would you stop it?
I was pigging.
You're not on Arthur's Acres right now. I don't like your background pig.
Just wait till I squeal.
Oh, God. I've heard that. Anyways, yeah, so check out Arthur's Acres on Instagram. Okay, so next day, the 11th. What day is that?
April 11th. I do not know.
I think that's Sunday.
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness. We're done. Yep. I had to count on my fingers. Leave me alone. The 11th is National Pet Day.
Pet?
Yes.
Is that like farm animals?
No.
Okay.
It's like your pets.
Okay.
Unless your pets are farm animals. In which
Sometimes
case,
they are.
There you go. So you should do something for your pets that day. Give them extra love and kisses.
Okay. I'll do that.
This is my favorite. It is also National Cheese Fondue Day.
Oh, no. Now you're talking.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love me some cheese fondue.
It's been a while since I had some, but
Me too. Let's go.
next week we might have some.
Let's do it on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's observed annually on April 11th. The National Cheese Fondue Day recognizes a food holiday many enjoy. Fondue is a dish of melted cheese or other ingredients served in a communal pot over a small portable stove. Participants then dip the bread into the cheese with long-stemmed forks. Cheese fondue consists of a blend of cheeses, wine, and seasoning. I like garlic in mine, I'm just saying. 1966 book published in Zurich is known for having the earliest known recipe for cheese fondue. It calls for grated or cut up cheeses melted with wine and then dip the bread into it. Now, the first known... Well, okay, this is different. This is an actual recipe with cheese and wine. It was published under the name Cheese Fondue. It's in 1875, so it goes way back. The success of fondue may be contributed to the introduction of scorn-tarch? That's not what I meant to say at all. What is scorn-tarch?
I do not know.
It's a fucked up version of cornstarch is what it is. So the success of fondue may be contributed to the introduction of cornstarch to Switzerland in 1905. As many may know, cornstarch thickens liquids and makes smooth and creamy gravies. So obviously it makes a smooth and stable cheese fondue. So that's what I suggest everybody listening does on April 11th, Sunday. Make you some fucking fondue.
There's also the day to celebrate when cheeses ascended into the clouds. That was a good one. And don't ask me how I know this, but I think also April 11th is the anniversary of Valerie Bertinelli and Eddie Van Halen.
I know why you know that. Because you were obsessed with the woman.
I don't know why I know it.
Do I have time for just a few facts about April?
Sure, fact us.
All right.
Fact us up.
1976 on April 1st, Steve
Wozniak.
And Steve Jobs founded Apple? Nope.
No.
Apple Computer. Oh, my God.
April Computer.
No, it was in April. It's Apple Computer in the garage of Jobs' parents' house in Cupertino. We know that. 20 years ago today, and this is my absolute favorite fact about April, or at least April 1st. 20 years ago today, 2001, the Netherlands becomes the first country in the world to make same-sex marriage legal.
What?
I saw an article today where they talked to the 4 couples. Well, they talked to at least 2 of them. But there were 4 couples that were married in Amsterdam just after midnight. 3 were, all same-gender couples. And they were married just after midnight on the 1st of April in Amsterdam. And they all lasted the test of time. They all are still together except for one where unfortunately somebody died.
If I was the mayor of Amsterdam, I would make the slogan, Amsterdam!
Why?
Because it'd be awesome.
Okay. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
I think that's fun. 20 years. And there was somebody was saying, you're the only, no one will follow you. No one will do this. No one else will do this. It's just going to be the Netherlands. No one else. Yeah.
And everyone did it. Still doing it.
Still doing it. All right. So now this is confusing because I read one thing that says April is named for the Greek goddess of love, Aphrodite.
Okay. I don't know.
I've also read something that says, and I'm going to clarify this. I've also read something that says that it's also named after the Roman goddess Venus. Now, I will tell you that somebody stole some goddesses and gods from the other, and Venus and Aphrodite are basically the same.
Well, I know that Venus is the ruling planet of April. Yeah. The sapphire is the birthstone.
No, it's a diamond.
Sapphire and diamond, same thing, yes.
Okay.
Some will say sapphire, some will say diamond.
And I know why you know this.
Because I was born in April.
Because you were born in April.
Yeah, and then you're trying to argue with me about it.
But everything says diamond.
It was
I
also
have a brother that was born in April.
it was also named for Avril Lavigne. That's what they don't tell you.
No, they don't tell you that because Avril was named after April.
No. It was the
Yeah.
other way around.
And then yet there's also the etymology behind the word April comes from the verb.
Isn't that the study of insects?
No, that's entomology.
Oh, okay.
I think it's one or the other. This is the etymology behind the word April comes
Okay.
from the verb apparir,
Okay.
apparir,
Apropos,
something like that,
apparition.
which means to open. So it's commonly believed that the word refers to the season of trees and flowers beginning to open or bloom.
Yep.
Obviously, the zodiac signs are Aries
Yes.
from the last of March up until April 19th, and then Taurus, which you are,
I'm Taurus.
the bull, between April 20th and May 20th.
Yeah, I just squeaked it in.
Just squeaked it in.
Squeaked my bullness in
You're
there.
just barely in April.
Right.
That's right. April 27th. So, also, sad note, the Titanic sank on April 15th in 1912.
Dang it.
Yeah, but that was before you were born, so
I
it's fine.
could have done something about it.
But you didn't. How dare you? The Revolutionary War in America began on April 19th,
Wow.
1775.
Sister's birthday.
You want to hear some birthdays?
No.
Aside from your own?
Sure. Go ahead. Let's have them.
Marvin Gaye.
Okay. What day?
April 2nd,
Okay.
1939. Jane Goodall.
Okay.
April
Don't
3rd.
monkey around with her.
That's right. 1934. Jackie Chan.
Wait, 34?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You
So
didn't know
did
that?
My mom. No.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that.
Jackie Chan, April 7th, 1954.
He's a youngster. I didn't realize he was that young.
I did.
Okay.
Emma Watson,
Yeah.
April 15th,
Mm-hmm.
Tax Day,
Mm-hmm.
1990.
Wow.
That's how young she is.
Very young.
Oh, my God. Leonardo da Vinci.
Okay. DiCaprio. Mhm.
No, da Vinci. April 15th, 1452.
Wow. He's old.
Yeah. He's not around anymore, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Charlie Chaplin.
Mm-hmm. I thought you already mentioned him.
No, I didn't.
Well, it's Charlie Chan.
No, that was Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan.
Wow. Charlie Chaplin, April 16th, 1889. Jack Nicholson, April 22nd, 1937.
Jack? How did I not know that?
1937.
Yeah, he's a little older than my mom.
He's way older than my parents. And Mr. William Shakespeare,
Bill,
April 23rd.
also the birthday of Valerie Bertinelli.
Bertinelli. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The things that you store in your brain.
Yeah.
However, I doubt that it was the same year because he was born in 1564.
That's true. Mm-hmm. He's a little older.
That's all I got for April. April is kind of like overall boring,
Yeah.
other than the fact that you were born.
I'm not a big fan of April. I'm not a big fan of any of the spring months, really.
I think they're boring because everybody's just kind of out enjoying like the weather.
Yeah.
They're like,
I think
Yay!
March and April, okay. May, it starts getting too hot. June, July, August, strike them from the calendar now. I don't care. I don't want to have. And so I'm a fall person, so I just would like to keep repeating autumn over and over and over.
Okay,
If we could do that.
sure, I'll
And
make
maybe
that happen.
some of winter.
Why don't we bring Jesus back down and ask him to make
He
that
can
happen?
descend from the clouds
Yes.
in December. That's what December is about.
Oh, okay.
They should have Acember. Why don't they have Acember if they've got December? We need to find that out.
Okay, you look into that.
All right, let's look into this brewski that we're drinking.
Surprisingly, I've drank most of mine.
And surprisingly, I have not.
Not surprisingly. You have not.
All right, so what do you think?
After the first initial kind of hit of the hops and the bitter,
Yeah.
it's very fruity,
Uh-huh.
and I think that grabbed me.
Okay.
I like that grape. It's refreshing.
Yeah, okay.
You don't agree?
No.
And that's fine.
I'm giving you
It's still not my favorite.
Yeah.
I was just thirsty.
Yeah, okay.
So I drank it, and I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay. It's full-bodied. It does have a lot of flavor. That cloudiness, I think, harbors within it a lot of flavor.
All my sea monkeys are dead at the bottom.
Well, that's what happens.
That's too sad.
I didn't care for it. I'm giving it a 2. Just gonna say.
Yeah, I
Didn't do
didn't
much
think
for me.
you would.
It's very. It's I don't know. It's typical IPA. If you
Yeah.
like an IPA, drink it. It's good. You'll like it.
Yeah.
Not for me.
It's got a little. It's a little smoother after the initial hit of hi, I'm an IPA and let me smack you across the face a few
Yeah.
times. Then it kind of settles out a little bit, and then you just get that grapefruit, citrus flavor, and then it doesn't. It's not as bad.
Some IPAs we have this little body odor smell, and
That's
we've
what you
had
said when you first poured this.
we've had a couple of them on the show that really, really was like that. This one, I just a little bit. I detect it, and it's not major, but it is there. We've had several IPAs that don't at all, but this one does. So I don't know what that is. I think it's the fermentation,
Probably.
and that stuff that's floating around in there probably has something to do with it too.
So you have a hard time sticking your nose in the glass just to drink it.
Nah, I don't. I mean, it's not putrid. It's not like
Right.
really bad. I could
Right.
just kind of. It's there.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of smell it.
Cool.
All right, and I didn't dealt it. All right. I think we had some other things to talk about. I can't remember what they are, but that's just another show for next week. I will say my gallery is coming along quite well.
Yes.
I'm spending a lot of money.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Money that I don't have and I
Nope.
don't want to spend.
Uh-uh.
But we should be opening next month. So we'll have a grand opening, and that'll be kind of fun.
It
Huh?
will be fun.
One thing that the reason why I'm mentioning it, well, first of all, I'm mentioning it because if you're ever in Atlanta, come see the gallery. But if you are an artist from the South in any southern states, and you would like, and you think your art might be good in the gallery, it's the gallery's like for kind of eclectic artists, a little kind of not necessarily weird, although weird's fine, but a little different. So if you think you'd fit, look us up.
Check it out.
Send me some stuff.
What's the name of it again?
The Rec REK Gallery. There, you can find us on Facebook.
Cool.
Rec Gallery, and that's what the name will be when it opens.
Well, let's do this. Whatever day your opening is, or maybe the day before, once you're all set up and we're ready, let's do a quick video there.
Yeah, we'll do a video and we can talk a little bit about it. Maybe I'll do a full show about it. Who knows?
Maybe.
We might.
Maybe.
I'm going to promote the podcast there, I think, a little
Cool.
bit. All right. So let's talk about this beer.
We already did.
Oh. That means we need to say goodbye.
It's time.
All right. So thanks for listening to the show. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us in places we don't even know about.
You can find us at Rick's house.
You can find me here. But we do like if you would come to Facebook and hang out with us. Also, we invite you to subscribe to the podcast wherever you subscribe to podcasts. Go to Apple, go to Google, go to all these great podcast places. Subscribe, and then leave us a little review. Leave us a little note.
Sure.
And give us a star, 3, 4, 5 stars, preferably 5.
Look for the upcoming new stickers.
Yeah, we're going to be doing that this
Yep.
summer.
Yep, for sure.
That's one good thing about summer is we'll have new stickers.
Yay, new stickers.
All right, is that all we got to talk about?
Except
Thanks
for
to people who sent us email this week. I hope we got to everyone.
Also, look at this picture.
Is that how going on right now?
All 3 of the dogs are on the couch.
Oh, I didn't
right
even
now.
see the middle dog. I thought that was Keely's butt.
Nope,
No.
that's Buddha.
Wow.
They're all on the couch,
All right,
comfy, so it's time to go downstairs.
let's go downstairs.
All
All right.
right.
Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week right here on this exact same podcast.
Yeah, we won't be anywhere else, that's
No.
for sure.
All right. I got to go ascend. I'll see you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.